أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. A lot of people asking about many different aspects about Islam, but today we have something maybe different. Today we're going to ask about what are the human rights commandments in Islam. I'm your host Ahmed Fawzi, and this is Simply Special. As I told you before, we have a special guest today with us, inshallah, Shaikh Ragab AbdelMoneim, the Imam of Huntsville Islamic Center, Alabama, and speaking to us about human rights. Shaikh Ragab, assalamu alaikum. Shaikh Ragab, human rights. We have many questions we want to ask you about. One of it, and before we ask you, what is human rights in Islam? Or there any human rights in Islam? We know Islam is a religion, but is there human right commandments in Islam?
Yes. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala, amma ba'd. Yes, there is a human right in Islam. And if you look to the message of Islam and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala summarized the message of Islam and the mission of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that is based on mercy, justice, freedom, and equality. Look at the statement when the Quran said to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have not sent you but a mercy for all mankind. So Allah summarized the whole message of Islam, and if you look to the legislations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated in the Quran and the tradition of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we realize that all of it based on mercy, justice, freedom, coexistence, and equality.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Shaikh Ragab, what is the difference between human rights in Islam and the human rights commandments or amendments of the United Nations?
Yes. In 1948, United Nations declared a declaration for human rights that includes a lot of rights. And by the way, Islam agreed with all of these human rights. But guess what? Islam has approved and confirmed and legislated all these human rights 14 centuries ago. All of it. But add to this, there are human rights in Islam unique and distinguished for many reasons. Number one, it is a divine guidance from God. So no way for anybody to play with it, to distort it, or to change it.
Yeah.
Unlike the human being, legislations, you can change it for many reasons, for political reasons, for economical reasons,
Absolutely.
for historical reasons.
Yeah.
But in Islam, it is fixed because it is a divine guidance. This is number one. Number two, it is an act of worship. So all the human rights that has come in the Quran, that have come in the Quran or in the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we use it as an act, ibadah, as an act of worship. It is obligatory. So when the Quran says, don't kill the innocent people, it is a mandatory, it is a command from God. كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله. Be fair and just. This is a command from God. Add to this that the human rights in Islam, when it comes from the Quran and from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it builds up a self-conscious and self-observation in the Muslim and the one who believes in the Quran and the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you don't have to be afraid from the police to give you a ticket because of your violation. No, you already have your own police in your heart, which is your piety, your righteousness, that has been built by the Quran and the tradition of the Prophet.
The fear and love for Allah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is the point that we respect the human rights because of Allah, not because of any rules or any boundaries.
Yeah, MashaAllah. We know now Islam has human rights. It could be toward animals, toward human being, but what is the Islamic perspective of human rights toward the other religions?
Yes, absolutely. In our religion has given the chance for people to choose their religion and no force, no compulsion in religion. It is a very crystal clear statement, comes in the Quran. لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion, enforcement in religion. You know, Allah blamed our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he was working very hard and exerted so much effort just to make sure that people would accept Islam. So Allah told him, أَفَأَنْتَ تُكْرِهُ النَّاسَ حَتَّى يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ? Are you going to force people to become believers? So just relax. إِنْ عَلَيْكَ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ. The only task and job that you have to do is you deliver your message and you leave the other thing to Allah.
So the rest is for Allah.
Yes.
Allah. Shaikh Ragab, I can't finish this interview without asking you about a little political issue, which is, we know some countries, they don't allow you to talk, some others, they just allow you to talk. Like, for example, one of the amendments of the United States is freedom of speech.
Yes.
Is there anything related to this in Islam?
Yes. Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam filled with this concept, the freedom, how to talk, how to communicate, to the extent that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given Iblis, the Satan, to speak and to say his opinion and say, so many bad things in the Quran, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed him even to communicate and say whatever with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given permission to the community to participate and to say their opinion and to sometimes to object with him, and take their consultation. Remember the story of Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab. I mean, the companions, they would make a khutbah in the masjid and the lady stood up from the, sister place and they said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, you did something wrong. You are giving the grandmother the third of the inheritance, and the Quran said something else.
She corrected him.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
says Quran.
Speaking about women here, and you mentioned that a woman corrected the leader of Muslims during that time, and Omar was known as a strong guy, tough guy. So what are the human rights in Islam, and how Islam look at women?
Yes. Regarding the women, if you look to the Quran, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent long chapter in the Quran related to women and their rights and how to honor them, how to respect them, how to treat them nicely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them right and made it obligatory. Upon the men, you have to respect it, and it is, spread in the Quran in different chapters, in different, traditions with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored them, and we see how, the Muslim who are committed to their religion, how they treat their women, they will realize that the human rights in Islam related to women is really honorable and valuable and have a lot of virtues and merits.
So, Muslims, they have human rights, but what are the vice versa? What is the duties toward these human rights?
Yeah, we have duties, and people should stand for human rights in the level of individuals and in the level of the community. Individuals, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, you have to stand for your rights. And if you see something wrong related to this, you have to change it. If it is munkar, change it. من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. So you change it. People, you have to change your right. And one of the hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam make a similarity between the person or the Muslim, who is seeing something wrong is going on and just keep silent. We have to stand for our rights as individuals with different means and different ways, just to make sure to maintain this kind of justice and freedom and equality in our life. This is the level in the individuals. In the level of the community, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, he participated in one of the treaties with Quraysh before he became a prophet. And subhanallah, is called Hilf al-Fudul. They are coming together just to stop any injustice going on in the community. It's going on in the community, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam participated in that. And after he became a prophet, he said, if I am invited for something like this after Islam, I will be the first one to participate in it. So standing for human rights, this is the responsibility of individuals and the community at the same time.
Shaikh Ragab, thank you so much for enlightening us about human rights in Islam, comparing it with also the human or human-made human rights. Thank you so much for this, and you brothers and sisters, thank you for listening to us. See you in